Okay, we're looking now at measure 13 through 16, so another 4-measure phrase that we're looking at. So, the good news about this 4-measure phrase is, once again, the right hand does have some material that's repeated from music that we've already learned. It's not going to be true for all of the measures, 13 through 16, but at least for a couple measures, we've seen this right hand material already. So it saves us a little bit of work by recognizing that. So let's go through and let's just play, starting at measure 13. Let's look at the notes, the rhythms, and the fingering for the right hand. So we see it starts on a C, and then D, C, B, A. And we've seen this rhythm many times before now, quarter note and then 4/8 notes. So we know it's 1, 2, and 3, and. 1, and 2, and 3, and. Now that fingering starts on the 4th finger on C, and that sets our hand up to be playing 5, 4, 3, 2. So we've seen this music already. If we look back at measure 5 in the right hand, we know we've seen this right hand already. But the left hand, once again, is something different. So let's now look at that left hand. And the notes in the left hand are A, and then F sharp, right? And that's an F sharp because our key signature tells us that all the Fs in this piece of music are going to be F sharps. And we've seen this rhythm before as well. This is a half note and then a quarter note. So we know we would count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that fingering is 1st finger, 3rd finger. So we would practice our right hand separately. We would practice our left hand separately. Now we're ready to start putting hands together. We're going to work very slowly. So I have my metronome set here to 66 beats per minute. And I'm just going to practice this measure 13, hands together very slowly. If I want to use my connecting lines to kind of see where my notes are being played together, I can take my pencil at measure 13, and I can connect this C, beat 1, with the A, beat 1 in the left hand, and this B, which is beat 3 in the right hand, with this F sharp in the left hand. Drawing that line just helps me know that my hands are playing together, that my fingers are playing notes that fall together right there. So practicing very slowly at measure 13 and counting either out loud or in my head, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and ready, repeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and ready, repeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and. And again, I'm just demonstrating this process, and I'm going a lot quicker than how long this should really take. So in your practice session, you're going to need to most likely pause the video and do a certain amount of practicing on your own and then come back and rejoin us. But we're working through this process. So what I'm doing right now is demonstrating the different steps that you'll be taking in your own process, in your own practice. And after I play at that tempo, what I'd want to do next is increase my tempo until I can play it perfectly at those faster speeds. So now I'm looking at the right hand measure 14, and I see measure 14 is the exact same thing as what I saw in measure 6 in the right hand. Okay, so that right hand, same material as measure 6. Left hand is something different. So let's look at that left hand. It's going from G up to B. Again, that's half note going to quarter note. So we're going to play 1, 2, 3. And the fingering there is written out, so it's 2nd finger going to 1st finger. Again, very, very important that you follow the fingering. I really don't want you inventing or creating your own fingering. I want you to use the fingering that I've written here. Okay, so we practiced that left hand with the metronome, practice the right hand a little bit to make sure we've reviewed that right hand with our metronome. And as we practice hands together, if we want to draw those connecting lines to see where the notes that fall together are going to be, we can do that. Just sort of a visual aid to help us as we practice. Then I'm putting my metronome on slowly. So again, here's 66, and I'm practicing just this measure, which is measure 14. Okay, so what I was doing there is practicing at one tempo. Once I was confident that I could play it perfectly at that tempo, I increased my tempo and I practiced there.
Thanks for taking a look at this video. If you'd like to be notified the next time I release free content on YouTube, you can click on the subscribe button on this page. It's absolutely free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, if you'd like to study with me for free for 30 days, click on the Piano Success Playbook in the bottom left-hand side, and you'll get 30 days of lessons absolutely free of charge. I look forward to working with you in the next lesson.